So we are live here in Barcelona again for the Formula 1 race. It's a sprint race in Barcelona. We have Fanfrenes, that is your leader in the Scuderia Ferrari, but not for long as Mirko in the Mercedes takes P1, Solar in the Williams in P3, then Jabba, Cardo, Sam Flea, Leo Lund, CJ in the Ferrari, who's been getting better and better every week, is up to P2. You've got B Right in the McLaren, you've got Kevin Gamer in the McLaren. That's a big shock here tonight to see Kevin Gamer in the Papaya. B Right goes up to P2. And then we have Epic OJ in the Red Bull, so we'll ride on board and just see what he can do. So riding on board with the Red Bull driver. On board with the Red Bull driver. So there's the name change for this race. 1 second. So Epic OJ coming around turn 12 and 13. And you can see the battery that he's got just under, and then there's the boost all the way to the line. And Epic OJ is up to P4. Deadly in the Mercedes. Oh, I just need to make sure that this is right. Have we got a sprint race down for Barcelona? We haven't. That's a good job. I checked that. So it's a sprint. Deadly is up to P1. You know how quick Deadly's been recently. Kylan in the Audi Revolut. Is it the Audi Revolut? Yeah. Audi to the line. P12 for him. Sam Flea in the Aston Martin. Leo Lund in the Racing Bull. Looking very, very speedy in that Racing Bull is Leo Lund. He is fighting for a World Championship once again. He lost it in Abu Dhabi on the last race of the season, which caused a race ban to your two-time Tier 1 World Champion. What's going on, Solar? I'm good. I'm just so tired. So tired. I've rushed home from work to do comms. Leo is up to P6. F1 Lexi in the Cadillac. Then Kylan, and you've got Sam Flea and Zetu. Yaya in the Haas, and Kevin Gamer in the McLaren is on his way out. Deadly with a black and white flag. And that's the Williams that goes through. Ah, you are good, mate. Yeah, and Mr. Reese, I thought something happened. I did say control. Well, I said wheel. I said it looks like his wheels broke. But yeah, controller, that makes sense. So I am excited for the Elms final tomorrow. LMU, I've been really enjoying the LMU commentary lately, but I think I've probably overdone it. With the 5.5 hours on Sunday, the 3 hours on Monday, the 3 hours tonight, the 2 hours tomorrow, the 2 hours Friday. I've probably overdone it a little bit, to be honest. Yaya down the pit straight as we head down in towards turn 1. With 4.5 minutes of qualifying remaining for the sprint race. Yeah, we've had a lot of new drivers join for LMU. So, to be honest, at this stage in Formula 7, it's nice to see the league keep growing as big as it is. But I'm happy with the size of where the league is. So, I'm at the stage, really, where I'm not really bothered if we get more drivers or not. Not in a bad way. I don't mean it in an ungrateful way. I mean, I'm just happy with where we're at, basically. I'm happy with the drivers that we have. I'm happy with the grids that we have. So I'm not too disheartened if we did lose drivers. I'm just happy to be where we're at as a league. But we've had a lot of new drivers join recently that want to try and get on the LMU grid. CJ in the Ferrari in P4, starting another lap. Deadly's on an out lap. Card Elf in the Williams. Yeah, you know what? If I get time, I will try and race. I think the 100 minutes on Monday really killed it for me because it was just too long after the 5 hours on Sunday. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's good. It's good. So Card Elf in the Williams is on a lap as he comes through Sector 2, down in towards Sector 3. Deadly is back on an out lap. You've got Kevin Gamer in the McLaren, Zeta in the Alpine. We've got Deadly, Mirko, B-Right is back out as well. So they are all going to go for that final run. B-Right has gone purple Sector 2. The fastest sector of anybody in the middle. Let's take a look at what it looks like at the moment. That is what it looks like as we come down towards the line. And B-Right goes fastest at 1:13.2. The Haas of Yaye. Then we've got Deadly in the Mercedes coming towards turn 10. And Mirko on an out lap. CJ3000 in the Ferrari. He has the fastest sector 3 time of anybody so far. He's looking very quick in the Ferrari. The championship looks so close this season, especially between McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari. And with Fanfurness and CJ at the moment, they've both been very consistent. Who is the other Ferrari driver? It's not usually CJ, is it? Kevin Gamer in P16 in that McLaren. They've took a real chance with the championship up for grabs. Dennis, yeah. So CJ to the line, takes provisional pole by 3/100ths of a second. Now Deadly is lighting up the circuit with purple sectors. You've also got Epic OJ and Leo Lund, who will get one more lap in. Epic OJ coming through. Mirko, Deadly. I think Epic OJ will be first in the Red Bull. He's 3/10 up. This is going to be extremely close for pole position. Yeah, Mr. Reese, I completely agree, mate. Out of turn 14, down towards the line for Epic OJ, and it is provisional pole, and he will be very happy with that one. CJ, B-Right, Deadly, 3/10 up, and Deadly takes pole. Wow, that is a mighty lap. Mirko and Leo Lund will be next. Mirko will be first in the other Mercedes coming around turn 9. And the checkered flag has waved. Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on, to be honest, Mr. Reese. It's a shame because F1's so good. You'll never beat F1 really, but in terms of where the game is at the moment, yeah, it's not great. Out of the final chicane, and Mirko goes P2. The Mercedes have locked out the front row at the moment. B-Right is improving once again. Kevin Gamer is up to P15. The Ferrari will come through. Fanfurness separates the two Mercedes. And B-Right out of the final corner. And he will go P4. Leo Lund in the Racing Bull is racing to the line. The Racing Bull stays P7. Look how close the times are. And the Audi driver of Kylan will be next. Deadly is not on another lap. And Kylan will go P13. That's a decent lap. Here comes Cars and Solar. Solar in the Williams. Cars in the Haas. And that is it. Deadly has taken provisional pole by a 1/10 of a second. Out of turn 14 for the Haas driver. And Cars will stay P9. Qualifying is over. Deadly has taken pole to Fanfurness on the front row to Mirko in P3 and B-Right in P4. There we go. Done and dusted for the sprint qualifying. So there we have it, Deadly. Qualifying Bammer B. Right now we need to cancel that. He's not taking it this race. Cancel. Yes. So Barcelona sprint qualifying. It is Deadly, Vanfurness, Merkel, B. Right, Epic, OJ, CJ, Leo, Solar Cars. Using the Haas in P10. Yay. Then we got Lexi, Sam Flea, Kylan, Cardelf, Jabba, and then who's in P16? Oh, Kevin Game in P17. Jabba. Albin Zetu it was, wasn't it? So we are on to the race. Well, the sprint race. So here we go. This is it for the first time in the sprint race here in Barcelona. And it's lights out and away we go. Deadly did get a better start and the two Mercedes are absolutely flying. Fanfurness is down to P3. Epic OJ is through as well. The Red Bull. Here comes Mirko and Deadly. Deadly stays ahead and Epic OJ and Mirko going wheel to wheel. The Red Bull nearly taking him out. The Racing Bull of Leo Lund is through. CJ is down to P6. And that is Yaya in the Haas that's through on Solar in the Williams, who did not get the best of starts up the inside of turn 4. Yaya leaves the space. Here comes F1 Lexi, Sam Flea, Cardelf. There goes Solar through on the Swedishman of Yaya. Down in towards turn 5. Later on the brakes. Solar getting the better exit. Here comes CJ on cars, the Ferrari driver. That is Kylan that is around. Sam Flea in the Aston Martin on the back of F1 Lexi. Wow, that was close racing. Here comes Cardelf. He got a great exit out of turn 9. And now Solar in the Williams. Fanfurness is down to P16. That is massive for the Ferraris. Solar with a brilliant overtake. Deadly in front of Mirko. Epic OJ and B right. Then Leo Lund, CJ, Cars, Solar, Yaya, F1 Lexi. And here comes Kevin Gamer on Zetu. He's not going to be able to get the move done just yet. He's got the space. He's got the pace in that car. Leo Lund is moving through the grid. Trying to make up positions. And that is Zetu in the Alpine on Cardelf. And that is Jabba. And Kevin Gamer. So it is Deadly to Mirko. The two Mercedes are leading, looking very strong. And I don't think they've got much competition from two other cars today. It looks like it's just one of everybody. So a Red Bull, one McLaren, one Racing Bull, one Ferrari, one Haas, one Williams, all competing with 2 Mercedes. And Deadly is now starting to open up a gap in this sprint race, setting the fastest lap of the race. Be right in the McLaren. And here comes CJ on Leo Lund, your top 6, all in that DRS train. Cars is there as well, by the way. Solar trying to catch up. He has been absolutely phenomenal in that Williams since signing for them. He's been a great asset. I'm surprised if he doesn't get moved up into a better seat during the midway transfer point. So Mercedes 1-2 here in Spain. Epic OJ into the podiums, B right in P4, Leo London P5, CJ and then Cars in P6 and P7. I've not got the notes up for the telemetry in that. There we go. So here comes CJ into the slipstream of Leo Lund. He is catching. Will he go for that move up the inside? He does go for that move up the inside on the mediums. Taps the side pod of that Racing Bull. Now we'll switch it back up the inside, but Leo Lund's a very clever driver. He will defend that position. And it is Leo Lund that just stays ahead for the moment. In towards turn 5 we go. He'll look for the inside line. But Leo's race IQ is up there with some of the best. He knows how to defend the position. He's lost that DRS though, and this will leave him open for an attack in this sprint race. Yeah, mediums. He'll be very quick at the start. Here comes Zetu on Sam Fleet. And Fanfinus on Kevin Gamer. I think he run a little bit wide. So Deadly and Mirko still 1-2 as we head on to lap 5. Be right in P4. Then you've got Leo Lund. And it looks inevitable. He's got a bit of a sitting duck here as the Racing Bull driver will have no DRS. And now comes CJ3000 in the Ferrari. In to P5 he goes. I'm sure that will not be the end of that battle and that exchange. And that is Fanfinus on Kevin Gamer. All of the drivers still very closely matched on track. And Solar has damage in the Williams. And there goes Zetu on Sam Fleet. And the Alpine driver moving up the inside of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin is like a train that doesn't move on the tracks. And Mirko now a second behind Deadly. So this is where he's got to start defending for his teammate. He needs to get back within that DRS train. I do wonder if Deadly might just slow a little bit. It looks like he did. Yeah, I think he did. I did think that that's what he was going to do, and he has given DRS, you're right. CJ 1.8 behind B right. Leo Lund will get the DRS this time. So it switches around, but Leo just doesn't have that pace down that straight in that Racing Bull. And this, you've got to remember CJ is on the mediums, so Leo will use him as a bit of a tow to catch up to the drivers ahead. Epic OJ is losing DRS to the 2 Mercedes in front as we are halfway through this sprint. And then Jabba in the Cadillac on the back of Cardelf in the Williams, looking for a way around the outside of turn 4. Taps into the back of the rear wing. My screen keeps flicking on and off. And he'll go in towards turn 5 ahead at the moment, Cardelf. Oh, that was an optimistic move. And Jabba jabbing into the back of Card Elf. Black and white flag for Epic OJ. That is a very early black and white flag there, you know. And that is B right in the McLaren on the back of Epic OJ. He was closing up, but he wasn't close enough to go for an overtake. And the Papaya on the Racing Bull ahead. The Red Bull, sorry. And Jabber in the Cadillac will try again on Card Elf. They're both off the track and into the gravel. They've had a coming together. They come back on track. Kevin Gamer will move on through. Oh, and that was Jabber that just cut off the McLaren there. And the McLaren of Kevin Gamer all over the place there. I think he just got threw off a little bit. So out of the final corner on lap 8 of 11 in this sprint race. It is Deadly to Mirko to Epic OJ to B right. He's going to back out. He's going to be patient with this one. He does not want to rush this. And they are back within touching distance of Mirko ahead. Deadly is flying in the distance. And look at this. It is Hamilton and Rosberg-esque as we come down towards turn 4. Zeta in the Alpine is potentially touching the top 10. We can smell it. And that point might just be on the cards for the Alpine of Zetu. Here he comes on F1 Lexi. He's got to time this right. Do not rush it and do not throw it away. Be right on Epic OJ again. 2 tenths is the gap as they head down in towards turn 10. And here we go. Epic OJ runs a little bit wide. A slight tap from the McLaren. Leo Lund on CJ. Is CJ starting to struggle on them tyres? Let's have a look. 37% on that front left for the Ferrari. And here comes B right on Epic OJ. He's very close to that Red Bull. And here we go. They've both got DRS, but the McLaren is absolutely flying. The Red Bull will send him out to the left-hand side. Wheel to wheel, we go through turn 1. They do touch slightly. B-Rat gets his nose ahead. Epic OJ has to back out. Leo Lund goes wheel to wheel with the other Ferrari of CJ. Leo Lund will go around the outside, but the Scuderia is back ahead. Here comes Leo. Back up the inside. And CJ 3000 is down to P6. We're going to now head in towards turn 5. He's going to go later on the brakes. Around the long way. And into the hairpin. Leo Lund has a huge snap on the exit. Fierce racing in Catalonia. Zetu on the back of F1 Lexi. And there goes Leo Lund again into turn 10. And Leo Lund is definitely finding his confidence now. And that is Kylan with a time penalty. We are on the penultimate lap. Lap 10 of 11 of this sprint race. Leo Lund will get the better exit out of turn 14. And surely it's inevitable from here. Or is he going to wait? Is he going to be patient? He is going to be patient. He's going to wait for the very next lap. This is what we were all waiting for. This is what everybody was waiting for. And Leo is doing what he needs to do. Here we go. 3 tenths is the gap. He'll get that DRS down towards turn 10. And It's got to be about the battery now. Let's keep an eye on it. Leo Lund's going for it. He is not hanging around. And he's got to get the better exit. He'll have a bit more grip. CJ down to P6, but he will have the slipstream of the Racing Bull in front. But look, he's got more grip. Oh, and he's run a little bit wide. Leo Lund's run wide. Has he chucked it away on the final lap of this sprint? Here comes the Ferrari of CJ 3000. Leo Lund is surely going to go late on the brakes here. Down in towards turn 1. Leo is off the track. The Ferrari is nearly around. Leo Lund is back ahead. Will he have to give that position? We don't know if he... Yes, he does. But then he carries on racing. Leo and CJ are going at it here. He'll flick it back up the inside. The Racing Bull will have the grip. He's on them harder tyres to the mediums. Into turn 5 at the left-handed hairpin. And he is going to get the move done. CJ has that Ferrari-powered engine. Into turn 7 and 8. Great sim racing here. He's going to get that DRS out of turn 9. Over the apex we go. DRS is enabled and the Racing Bull. CJ's going to send him which way? Down the inside goes Leo Lund. He moves up to P5, but Deadly is going to come through turn 14. CJ is behind and Deadly will come to the line to win the sprint race here in Barcelona. Mirko's going to take P2. B-Ride's on the podium in P3. CJ is still there with Leo Lund, but he's going to run out of racing room. And Leo will take P5. And Cars in P7. Solar with that damage in P8. Zetu is not going to find enough to get onto the top 10. So there we have it. I just need to get the stats in. Bear with me. So it is Deadly to Mirko to B-Right to Epic to Leo, CJ, Cars, Solar. The Haas in P9 is Yaye. Then the Alpine of Zetu. Then Samfley, Feminist, Cardiff, Jabba, Kevin Gamer, and Kylan. So we move on to qualifying. So into qualifying. I think Solo will be the first driver out. He will be the first driver out. So Z2, Kevin Gamer. Sam Flea is now on a lap. So the Aston Martin driver to the line. And he won't be happy with that one. He'll go again. And Jabba's on an outlap and everybody else is still in the pit lane. F1 Lexi and Mirko both on out laps now, and Jabba will start a flying lap. Jabba. Jabba. So through turn 4, 3 tenths down on the time of Solar. There's the Cadillac driver coming in towards turn 5. I'm still trying to figure some of these overlays out, you know, like how to get comparisons and stuff. Ah, God. Jabber invalidates on the final corner. And F1 Lex is on a lap. So is Mirko. But he is way down. So it looks like he's doing a double out lap. F1 Lexi isn't though. Oh God. And F1 Lexi goes up to P2. CJ 22 1,000ths down on the time of Solar through sector 1. That's interesting from a Ferrari. As the other drivers just move out of the way. Such a beautiful game, you know, Formula 1. Like, I think people always come back to Formula 1. There might be games that come and go that are good games. But when you just look at this Ferrari and the way CJ's handling the Ferrari and the way that it feels to just be in that Formula 1 car. I think when the real Formula 1's on a break, I think people struggle as well because people enjoy Formula 1 more when the real F1 is on. But look at that, it just looks amazing. And Epic OJ is 9/100ths look up on his lap time as we head in towards turn 5. Just look how good the cars are. It's become so common and people forget how amazing it looks. I didn't do the billboards tonight. I have done them for Zandvoort though on Sunday. In towards turn 10 for the Oracle Red Bull driver. He is on for provisional pole. That is Mirko with the fastest lap of 1:13.1 for the Mercedes. And then down to the line. And he's down on Mirko's time. It's P2 for him. And that is CJ just moving out of the way. And then we have cars in the Haas. And he is into P5. So Yaye. And then cars is coming through. Leo Lund and then Jabba. And that is B right in the McLaren that takes provisional pole. With 8 minutes to go, the McLaren is on top. Fanfinus through sector 1, nearly 2 tenths down on B right. Fanfinus must have invalidated it. So B right still on top. Leo Lund will ride on board with him. And I don't think he's on a lap. Fanfinus is though. What can Fanfinus pull out of his pocket? You can see the different lines that the drivers take. Oh, deadly. He's back into the 1:12.8 as he was in sprint qualifying. And Fanfinus coming around turn 12 and 13. And then he'll empty that tank. No, to the line he will not, because he is back into the pit lane. So the Racing Bull of Leo Lund will start his lap. You can see him burning that battery all the way down towards turn 1. Over the apex of turn 2. And then through the long right-hander. Just onto the battery on the exit. And it's interesting to watch the way the drivers control these cars. 5 minutes to go until the race starts. Yeah, Solar, do you play Le Mans on controller? Interesting. I need to really put some practice in on the wheel, to be honest. I was alright on controller. I won 2 races on controller. Oh, and he's run wide. Leo Lund run really wide there. P7 for him. He's struggling with that final corner. Yeah. So Yaya into the pit lane. Card Elf has invalidated it. Kevin Gamer in the McLaren. I'm shocked. No disrespect at all, but I'm shocked that McLaren have decided to put Kevin in the McLaren tonight. No offence at all. I think it's great. I think it's really good. I'm just surprised with the championship that they've got going on and everything at the moment. And the fact that Mercedes looks so quick. God's sake. I'm shattered. Cars is out. He will not participate any longer in qualifying. Deadly is on pole position and Kevin Gamer setting a purple sector 2. But then he ran wide in turn 10 and all of that hard work undone. So into the pit lane. Sam Flea in the Aston Martin will also go for another lap. CJ 3000 in the Ferrari. And he is a tenth and a half up on his lap time. This is going to be provisional front row at the moment. So provisional front row for CJ 3000. Two minutes of qualifying to go, and then we are off to racing once again. So CJ up to P3. It's not a bad lap at all. Be right. Deadly in the Mercedes coming around. I think Deadly's actually on a lap here. But it doesn't look like he's up. And he's not. He's slightly down. CJ Mirko in the Mercedes will start his lap. Epic OJ is nearly a 10th up on his lap time. Let's keep an eye on this. Cars is out in the Haas. Epic OJ in the Red Bull. Leo Lund is on an outlap. 50 seconds to go here in Spain. There will be no more chances and no more opportunities. It is now or never for the Red Bull driver. Out of the final corner, that was nice. And it's a 1:13.0. It's P2 for Epic OJ. What a lap. B right in the McLaren. CJ Mirko in the Mercedes. Coming up towards turn 9. Then that DRS will kick in. The rear wing open. He'll try and get a bit of a toe off his teammate. Did that help? He's 2.5 tenths down, Mirko. It will still put him in the 1:13.0s like 3 other drivers. Around turn 13 and 14 for the Mercedes AMG Petronas driver. And the Italian will come through. And it's a 1:12.853. 2 1,000ths of a second separate these mighty Mercedes drivers. The Aston Martin of Sam Flea. And then we do have the Haas of, no, the Cadillac of Jabba. And then the McLaren of B Right. I think it goes P3. Epic OJ might have been impeded. Did Epic OJ get impeded? Here comes the Ferrari of CJ 3000. Out of the final chicane to the checkered flag. It's a 1:13.1. It's P5. And Leo Lund in P8. Not where he wants to be. And then Kylan and Kevin Gamer. There we have it, qualifying over. Deadly qualifies on pole by 2/1000ths of a second. What a qualifying session that was. So there we have it. Let me just throw the data in. Qualifying. Deadly, Merkel, B-Rat, Epic, CJ, Fanfana, Solar, Leo, Cars, Yaya. Then we have Jabba, Parallax, Samfley, Cardelf, Zetu, Kalen, and Kevin Gamer in the McLaren in last position. Holy Jabba. So looking forward to this one. I am very, very tired, but we crack on. We gotta do what we gotta do. So here we go. This is it for round 5 here in Catalonia, Spain for Formula 7 Realistic. And it's lights out and away we go. Deadly and Mirko, that is Fanfinus that was absolutely flying off the line. Here comes Epic OJ on the inside and a McLaren wheel to wheel. Goes the Papaya and the Red Bull, and the Papaya is in front. Here comes the Ferrari of Fanfinus to capitalise on the Red Bull driver. Leo Lund through on CJ, but he runs a little bit wide, and these two are going to continue where they left off in the sprint race. Oh, and they've collided. Oh, and he's had a huge snap there, CJ. These are in a Constructors' Championship fight, and the Ferrari making a mistake. Cardelf up the inside, back in front. There goes Yaya in F1 Lexi. It's getting a little bit scrappy at the back as the Haas driver backs out as F1 Lexi is through. Volsker and Cardelf. Oh, and that's Kevin Gamer like a torpedo. Daniel Kivat taking out half the grid there. Solar's being overtaken by Leo Lund. They do lock wheels. Solar backs out. That is Jabba in the Cadillac. That is CJ trying to regain momentum at the start of this Grand Prix. So Deadly leading at the end of lap 1. The McLaren to the Ferrari. But what happened at the start of this race? It was a little bit of chaos. It was good chaos as F1 Lexi backs out and CJ is through. So all of the drivers pretty closely bunched. And look at this, side-by-side racing between the Aston Martin and the Audi. Now there's Solar on the back of Leo Lund. The championship is very close at the moment. Ball skirt on Sam Flea. Coming out of the final chicane. Cardelf is into the pit lane. Does he have damage? I think Cardelf might have damage. Eyes out. Yeah, he retires. And that, I think, is another DNF in the Formula 1 race for Cardelf. I think that's a real shame for Cardelf. He's retired a lot of races. He just doesn't have much luck. He really does go through the wars when he's out on track. But we've still got this big DRS train. I'm just having a look now, actually. So yeah, he has. He finished 12th in Hungary, then he DNF'd in Abu Dhabi, DNF'd in Monza, DNF'd in Jeddah, won in Jeddah, and then DNF'd in Barcelona. He's really had not much luck at all, Cardelf. But it's been good to see him get back on track though, and start to race again. Really good. Yeah, 10th behind F1 Lexit. He's going to get that DRS out of the final chicane, gets the better exit. And Yaye is through. Zetu is into the pit lane in the Alpine, and the Swedish driver of Yaye is into the top 10. So 4 laps down. Deadly to Merkel to B, right to Fanfinus to Epic OJ. Oh, look at this DRS train. F1 Lexit is fighting for that last remaining point. So DRS enabled for Jabba. It's difficult to find the difference between Cadillacs and Hasses on track, especially with them both being white. Solar in the Williams, chasing down Leo Lund in the Racing Boat. We didn't think we'd be saying that today. And now here comes the Williams. Solar is absolutely flying, and so is Epic OJ in front of Fanfinus, and Solar is in front of Leo Lund. CJ in front of Cars. And that would have been a tactical Ferrari move. The two Mercedes are in very strong positions. I do wonder if the tactics will come into play from the team principal tonight. Or will they leave them out there battling and scrapping away? We shall find out over the course of the next 30 minutes. Look at that. What a view. 5 drivers coming, bombing it round. Mercedes 1-2 on lap 5. B right in P3, Epic OJ in P4, Fanfinus in P5. You have Solar in P6, Leo Lund in P7, CJ in P8, and then you have the 2 Hasses on for a point finish. That is massive. But you've got the 2 Cadillac drivers. If them 2 can find their way into the top 10, that would be a massive finish for the Cadillac team. And they would absolutely deserve the applause and the credits. They're 2 in P16. Kevin Gamer, not going to be much help with the McLaren team tonight. So Mirko, 8/10 of a second behind his teammate of Deadly. Be right, the gap is 4/10. Epic OJ, Fanfinus, Solar, Leo Lund, CJ and Gaz. I do wonder what the plan is here. Because Deadly obviously seems quicker than Mirko at this point. Is he going to slow down and try and keep him within DRS range? Is there any tactics in this racing? And I do wonder if the Mercedes team principal is down the ear of his drivers at any point, saying, you know, giving them instructions or giving them advice. It does look like Deadly did slow down slightly to give Mirko back that DRS. And that will hold him in front of B Right, but B Right is closing. That's the difference when you've got that battery power now. Here comes CJ on Leo Lund. They went at it in the sprint race. They're about to go at it in the feature race. That is a yellow flag. And that is a Ferrari of Fanfinus that's made a huge mistake and down to P8. Kevin Gamer with a time penalty. And now here comes CJ 3000. Is he going to go for that lunge around the outside? Of course he is. But Leo, very tactical, and Fanfinus is back in front. Wow, what a move from the Ferrari driver. He was not hanging around there. And this is a good little battle, I must say. Really enjoyable to watch. 41% of them mediums already. You know, pit stops and tactics are going to be a massive part of this race. There goes Jabba on F1 Lexi. Oh, look at that, was great control from Solar. Now here comes Leo Lund. Around turn 3, you can see the battery of the drivers. And Fanfinus and CJ. And that is Sam Flea that is throwing F1 Lexi wheel to wheel. Go Sam Flea and F1 Lexi is nearly off the track. Here comes Kylan. Through goes the Audi. Kevin Gamer. And Zetu in the Alpine. Oh, Jesus. Fanfinus on Leo Lund. I do wonder if he's going to go for that undercut. Oh, and that other Ferrari is just tapping on the back of the racing bull. Nope, they all stay out for another lap for now. And look at Leo saving that battery. Kylan on the back of Sam Flea. He's already overtaken F1 Lexi. Now we'll go for the Aston Martin. He's going to use that battery as we head down in towards turn 1. It'll be last of the late breakers. F1 Lexi is out again. And another DNF to add to his list. It is a real shame for F1 Lexi. I mean, he's DNF'd in Madrid, he DNF'd in Silverstone, and now he's DNF'd here. Oh, Cardo. Oh, sorry. I thought Cardo left, then he didn't. He left the realistic server. CJ and Leo still going at it. Yellow flags are waving. It's just F1 Lexi's car coming out of the pit lane. And that is Solar into the pits. Oh, that's speeding. Oh, he did get it to a stop. Wow, that was close. Here comes CJ on Leo. Leo will send him the long way round. Great racing again. CJ didn't like the way that Leo raced him in the sprint. I thought it was very good and very clean. And now back down the inside, and CJ cutting off the racing bull. And Leo Lund will come back down the inside. That's a great move. And CJ goes right into the back of Leo Lund. So Solar has gone for the undercut and he's all over the back of the Audi. Hey, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So Solar in the Williams on the back of Sam Flea in the Aston Martin. He's already gone past the Audi, now past the Aston. And the undercut is well and truly on for the Williams. Did he get hindered though? And B Wright is into the pit lane for an undercut as well. Is anybody else going to follow him in? Fanfness stays out. Leo Lund stays out. CJ 3000. Here comes cars into the pit lane. Cars with a 10-second time penalty. B Wright is on his way out. Now, where is Solar? So, Leo with CJ down in towards turn 7. Ben might struggle to make the end. Wow. So Ben might struggle to make the end is the information we're getting. Mirko and Deadly. And Deadly is in. Mirko stays out. And so does Epic OJ. We are still yet to have a safety car. We know that Barcelona typically doesn't bring many safety cars. So out of the 15 races that we've had here. Oh, and down the inside goes Leo Lund on Fanfness. And Fanfness is off the track and back on in front of Leo Lund. And now he's in that Ferrari sandwich. 3 wide. Leo Lund is back in front of CJ, but behind. Sorry, back in front of Fanfness, but behind CJ. So we know that with the 15 races that we've had around Barcelona, we've had 9 safety cars. So that is only 1 safety car every 2 races. So we don't see them very often. Mirko is now into the pit lane, a lap after his teammate. B Wright, here comes Fanfness. B Wright is now your race leader. That undercut was phenomenal. Out of the final corner. And Deadly, Mirko, Solar in the Williams is in front of Leo Lund in the pit lane. Jabba's in the pit lane. Yaya is through. Deadly is on the back of B Wright. That undercut was very strong from the McLaren. So Fanfness on the back of his teammate. What do the Ferrari drivers do here? And here we go. The two Ferraris are going at it. And I tell you what, they need to be careful to not lose much time to Leo Lund, who's gone for an undercut. Leo is going to be absolutely flying, and that is it. CJ is in. So CJ is the first driver in the pit lane. He's going very quick here. Wow, he got it to a stop. Nicely done. Now let's go on board with Leo Lund. He's gone for the undercut on the Ferrari. Keep your eyes peeled on the Racing Bull. So CJ and Yaya are in. You can see the Ferrari exit in the pit lane, but Leo Lund is absolutely flying. The undercut is spectacular. 2 seconds is the gap. I wonder where Fanfurness is going to come out in all of this. Epic OJ is now in the pit lane. And Deadly stays out. Oh, of course he stays out. Duh. B Wright is now going to be your race leader on lap 16. He's weaving around as he tries to defend against Deadly, and he does defend. Solar is going to come out in front of Fanfurness, and he's going to come out just behind Epic OJ. Leo Lund with the undercut, and CJ will come out in front of Fanfurness. What about Cars? Cars just drifting off the throttle there, and Fanfurness will stay ahead. Yeah, Cars will not put any pressure there. And here comes Kylan. Deadly is getting closer and closer to be right at the halfway stage of this race. We can see the lap times. And now everybody has pitted. And this looks inevitable. Solar is back in the pit lane. Solar is back in the pit lane. That is really, really interesting. He's now going on to another set of hard compound tyres. That could be the best strategy we see all season in Spain. Or the worst. One of two. He's got the gap. He's got the gap to Yaya. He's come out in so much clean air. He's got to have a race engineer here. He's got to. And the race engineer must have given him that advice to say, listen, you've got a gap. Oh, he was on softs. He was on softs. And now he's pitted for hards. And Jeffy says the worst. And B Wright is starting to hold up these two Mercedes drivers. It's so much tyre wear on the left-hand side of the car. I tell you what, B Wright could lose 2 places to both Mercedes here if he's not careful. That DRS will be enabled, and Deadly backs out up the inside. The McLaren will stay ahead for now for the lead of the Catalunya Grand Prix. Mirko has a front row seat to the action. Here comes Deadly up the inside. He is going to go for it. Wheel to wheel go the McLaren and the Mercedes. Down towards turn 5. It is Deadly that goes around the hairpin and gets back onto the throttle. And B-Right was slotting into P2 and Mirko in P3. That means the McLaren is right in the middle of them two Mercedes drivers. Now look at Mirko. Into the slipstream goes Mirko. Let's have a look at the battery. He's got a lot more than B-Right. Leo Lunder's really pulled away from these two Ferraris, you know, and I'm just looking at the tyres. Now it's Cars with a time penalty, Zetsu with a time penalty. Let's just watch this. Let me show you something. I think Deadly's one of the best drivers at the lifting coast, so let me show you. So the green is the throttle, orange is the battery, and the brake is the red. Watch this now. As we go down into turn 1, he'll lift and then brake. And he'll coast through there to recharge that battery. So around turn 3, you can see that just edges off the throttle. Up towards turn 4, he'll lift off and he coasts so much through there. Look at that. And then in towards the hairpin at turn 5, he'll coast slightly and then onto the brake pedal. Yeah, he's absolutely mastered the lifting coast, as Deadly. Yeah, that's enabled. So, Kylan on Jabba. Black and white flag for Jabba. He must have just run wide there. And that is a yellow flag. And that is a McLaren of Kevin Gamer. And he is going to go into the pit lane. So we are on lap 21. We are yet to see a yellow flag, well, a safety car or a VSC. So, CJ, 2/10 behind Phantom. Sorry, I was just reading the chat, guys. So, the two Ferrari drivers and B. Wright has lost DRS to Deadly. I do wonder what them tyres are saying now. 52%. He's not, they're right, he's not going to make it to the end of this race. I do wonder if he just commits to the pit lane. He does. He does commit to the pit lane. The two Mercedes will stay out and B. Wright will go for the two-stopper. Epic OJ will come through. He will stay out. And the Red Bull driver, it is Mercedes 1-2. Leo Lund, Fanfrenas, CJ, B. Wright is on his way out of the pit lane. Fanfrenas picks up a 3-second time penalty. And B. Wright will come out behind the two Ferraris who are going to switch places. CJ 3000 is in front of Fanfrenas. B. Wright is on his way on them fresh hard tyres. This could be the best strategy, or it could be game over and podium missed. Deadly 47%. Who knows? 10 laps to go. Yeah, who knows, Jeffy? This is a big one. So 10 laps remaining, and then I can get in bed. Solar on cars. And the Williams driver making a nice move down the DRS straight there in towards turn 10. Cars will not be able to respond. Solar has definitely got the grip. He's also got the tyres. And Cars struggling 66%. Cars will have to pit again, I think. There goes Fanfrenas on CJ. And the two Scuderias swapping around once more. And at CJ, I do wonder if the two Ferraris are helping each other out here. Zetu, another DNF to add to his name. That's a real shame. Leo London cars are into the pit lane for their second pit stop. So, Zetu. That's his 6th DNF now. Zetu in 10 races. A real shame. He's just not had much luck at all. Now look at B. Wright. He's caught back up to the Ferraris, but his tyres are so much fresher than the two Ferraris in front of him. So I do wonder if these two are going to work together. B. Wright, so much more grip, so much more pace. Coming out of the final corner. And the 8-time world champion potentially going to go for a double overtake on the two Ferraris. Oh, no. CJ wipes out B right up the inside. And CJ closing the door, absolutely slams it in the McLaren's face. And B. Wright, who's on a massive undercut here, being wiped out there by the Scuderia. I'm alright, Harvey. How are you, mate? So, Kylan is back in the pit lane as well. 7 laps to go. B. Wright is on the chase once again, but he's going to have to deal with these 2 Ferraris again. CJ 4 tenths behind Fanfinus. Oh, yeah. Did you enjoy it, mate? I'd love to go to Canada. Fanfinus and CJ. So you can see the tyre wear from the 2 Ferraris, and B. Wright is so much pressure. The 2 Ferrari drivers are on a good strategy here, you know. Obviously they're going to have to defend for their lives, but they're on a very good one-stop strategy. Oh, and he's back up the inside and off the grass. CJ's onto the gravel. And that was a bit of redemption. B. Wright had to give the position back, though. This is not good for the McLaren. Fighting with this Ferrari is not good for the McLaren. This is potentially throwing his chances away of a podium here. Especially if the drivers in front end up pitting. Yeah, Canada is absolutely huge. Yeah, OJ on for a podium at the moment. So the McLaren still chasing down CJ. And just where the collision happened on the last lap, he is closing up once again. And look at this, he is closing up to that Ferrari. And he will get that DRS. He's got a bit more grip. He's got so much more control of the car. He eases off, and surely down the next straight he will get the position. And that Ferrari is starting to struggle a little bit on them older tyres. But he's not got long left now if B. Wright wants to get back into the podium places. This is where the McLaren will get the move done finally. Out of turn 14. Out of the final chicane. DRS enabled. And the boost is active. And the McLaren driver coming with full force down the inside of turn 1. Later on the brakes. And the papaya prevails here in Spain. And he is finally through and on his way. Having a look at the 2 Mercedes. I don't think they're going to get to the end. I really don't. This is going to be so close. Epic OJ. Let's have a look at his. Yeah, he's in a bit of a better position. I tell you what, even though B. Wright's had that little battle with CJ, he could still be on for a race victory here. I got a feeling these Mercedes are going to struggle. 4 laps to go. I think OJ could win, you know. I really do. But B. Wright, yeah, he's 14 seconds in front of B. Wright. OJ's probably in the best position at the moment. There we go. B. Wright setting the fastest lap. He is flying now. Oh God, guys, I am absolutely shattered. I really, really am. I'm knackered. Cars, 4 tenths behind Sam Flea. Out of turn 9 and down towards turn 10. .5 is the gap to Fanfinis now. But Fanfinis does have a 3-second time penalty. He's got to bear that in mind. So he is on for a P4 at the moment. And that could get very interesting. Here comes cars on Sam Flea and he'll move up to P11. This is going to be so close. Nearly at 80% tyre wear for the 2 Mercedes drivers. We'll keep our eyes on that tyre wear. Be right catching up to Fanfinis. Look at this for a view. And that is cars on Jabber. He'll move into the top 10. And he'll take that last remaining point away from the Cadillac. Jabber has drove a stellar Grand Prix here. He really has. But all that hard work could become undone. Be right, 4 tenths behind Fanfinis. We are on the penultimate lap of this race. Here comes Be Right on Fanfinis. The McLaren is flying. Be Right up to P4. The 2-stop strategy is on for the McLaren. Lap 32 of 33. Just keep your eyes peeled on these 2 Mercedes. They're going to have to go and look after these tyres now. Deadly and Mirko on the 1-stop strategy. These 2 Mercedes will definitely be feeling the heat now. Cars, corner cutting. Deadly, onto the final lap we go. His tyres have held on. Are they going to hold on for 1 more minute? Mirko is being chased by Epic OJ. Into turn 1. Epic OJ is on for P2. Mirko is struggling. And Epic OJ is hunting him down like prey. Through turn 4, Deadly is holding on. Look at the tyre wear. Epic OJ might ruin this Mercedes 1-2. Deadly is going a lot slower now, trying to hold them tyres to the end of this race. Here comes Epic OJ in the Red Bull. The Mercedes might have done enough. CJ picks up a time penalty. Epic OJ on Mirko. He wants him to use them tyres. Deadly, what a strategy, what a race. That Mercedes has held on to the very end as he comes around the final corner. And Deadly is going to come to the line and win here in Spain. Mirko takes P2, Epic OJ on the podium. B-Right is going to come through to take P4. Then Fanfinus and CJ Solar with a great race in that Williams once again. Leo Lund will take P8, sorry. And the 2 Haas drive. Oh no! Leo Lund crashes it on the very final corner of the very final lap. The 2 Haas drivers are going to finish in the points. Leo Lund is out. Wow. And the 2 Haases are going to come through in P8 and P9. And Jabba in the Cadillac will finish in the points. He crashed on the very final corner, Bjorn. There you have it on the podium. It is a double Mercedes podium. A Mercedes 1-2. That is massive for the constructors. Was it the right call for McLaren today? Oh, I need to get in bed. Right, Deadly wins. To Mirko, to Epico, JTB, right, Fanfina, CJ Solar. Then the Haas in P8 of Yaya. That is massive. Cars in P9, Jabber in P10, then Leo Lund, Sam Flea, Kylan, Kevin Gamer, Zetsu, F1 Parallax, and Card Elf. Driver of the day. Mr. Reese has gifted 5 subs. Hey, let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Reese. What a guy. What a guy. That is amazing. Thank you so much, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Reese. I appreciate that a lot. Hey, thank you so much, guys. Gifted 5 subs right at the end there. Really appreciate it. Honestly. It means so much, genuinely. I'm going to give driver of the day to Jabba for getting a point in that Cadillac. There you have it, guys. I'm going to jump off and get in bed. I am absolutely shattered. Thank you so much for staying with me. I had to rush home from work. I just about made it. We've got through the evening. The comms was great. The racing was great, sorry. So, yeah, thank you all so much. Right, I'm going to shoot off. I've got to be up for 4:30. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of the drivers. Well done to everybody. Mr. Reese, thank you so much. Thank you to all of the guys that have stuck with me throughout the broadcast and throughout the stream. You are absolutely amazing. We will be back for Le Mans tomorrow and then a Assetto course on Friday. Have a great evening, everybody, and thank you so much. Take care.